Sometimes the most brilliant ideas are just hiding in plain sight. Today, we're going to deconstruct this amazing viral video of two friends telling each other riddles. Now, on the surface, it's just a couple of guys having a laugh. But if you look closer, it is an absolute masterclass in misdirection. Let's dig in and see how they do it.
All right, let's jump right in. I've got a riddle for you, so play along with me here. An elephant has 12 bananas. It eats 11 of them, but leaves one. Why? Go on. Think about it for a second. What's your best guess?
Now, if you guess something like, well, the elephant just wasn't hungry for the last one, you're in good company. That's the first answer in the video. It's logical, it makes sense within the world of the riddle, and it is totally wrong. And there it is. You've just fallen into the first trap.
And here's the real answer. The last banana is plastic. Right away, this just shatters the first unspoken rule of any riddle, which is that you can trust the person telling it. See? This isn't a game of logic. Nope, it's a game of loopholes.
And that kicks off what I'm calling round one, the physical twist. The first rule of this game is simple. You have to question the physical reality of the objects themselves.
Okay, so riddle number 2. It builds on the first one. The setup is nearly identical, but this time the elephant eats none of the bananas. The guy answering, he's learned his lesson from the last round, right? He knows a trick is coming.
And his guess is actually pretty smart. He's applying the rule he just learned. Aha! If one banana can be fake, maybe they're all fake. He's playing the game, but the riddle master, he's already moved on to the next level.
Of course, it's perfect. If the object of the riddle can be fake, why can't the subject? This reveal is just brilliant, and the reaction in the video is priceless. How you irritate me. It's such a great escalation.
So you see the pattern here, right? In the first level of the game, the trick targets the object, the banana. Then it targets the subject, the elephant. It's a simple but oh so infuriating escalation. But just when you think you figured it out, the rules are about to get thrown right out the window.
So, welcome to round 2, breaking the fourth wall. This is where things get really interesting, because the trick is no longer inside the riddle. It's about the world outside of it. Now pay close attention to how he sets this one up. He goes out of his way to say, the elephant is real, the bananas are real. He's taking the plastic trick completely off the table. He's basically saying, hey, the old tricks are gone. We're playing by fair rules now. He's luring his friend into a brand new trap.
And bam! Here's the twist. The problem isn't what the items are, it's where they are. They don't exist in the same reality. And his friend's reaction says it all. You rascals! It's one thing after another. He's completely shattered the frame of the riddle.
So this is the new level of the game we're on. We're not just in the riddle world anymore. The trickster has weaponized the real world as a variable. Sure, the elephant and the bananas both exist, but they're separated by the medium. It's like they exist in two different universes that just happen to overlap in our living room.
And this is what a great trickster does. They anticipate your next move and close the loophole before you can even get there. The friend's logical next thought is, okay, fine, put them both on the TV. So that's exactly what the next riddle does. Real elephant, real bananas, both on the television. But the elephant still doesn't eat. So what now?
And the answer? Oh, it's just perfect. They're on different channels. It's so maddeningly logical. At this point, the friend is so utterly defeated, he starts pleading to the world, people of Karnataka, you must teach these rascals a lesson.
All right, here we go. The grand finale. The final round, the ultimate premise break. We've gone through all these layers of deception. What could possibly be left? Okay, so let's get the conditions straight one last time. A real elephant, real bananas. Both are on the TV, and they're both on the same channel. Every single previous loophole has been closed. It seems impossible. Or is it? At this point, his friend is just completely lost. He's grasping at straws. In a last-ditch effort, he goes all the way back to the very first trick. Everything must be plastic. The TV, the banana, everything. But nope, the riddle maker just says everything is real. And the trap snaps shut. And then the final answer. The ultimate premise break. The TV is off. It's the one assumption we all made without even thinking about it.
For something to be happening on TV, the TV has to be on. It's so simple, it's genius. The friend's final line just captures that feeling of total defeat. You have no shame or dignity left.
So, let's pull back for a second. What did we actually just watch? This wasn't just a series of funny riddles. It was a structured lesson in the art of misdirection. The real joke here isn't any single punchline. It's watching the process, the systematic demolition of every single one of our assumptions.
You can actually map this whole thing out on what I call the ladder of deception. Step 1, manipulate the objects, make them plastic. Step 2, manipulate the context, put them in different realities. And the final step, step 3, manipulate the medium itself by simply turning the TV off.
And what this whole thing is really is a masterclass in what we call lateral thinking. It's all about solving problems by ignoring the obvious path. It's about taking an indirect, creative approach, and most importantly, questioning the basic rules of the problem you've been given.
And that gets us to the absolute core of why this is so funny. The real joke isn't about the riddles themselves. It's about watching one person methodically destroy another person's ability to trust reality itself. This was never a game about elephants and bananas. It's a game about trust and the pure comedy that comes from watching it get completely vaporized.
So that leaves us with one final question to chew on. This structure, setting up an expectation just so you can break it, is fundamental to so much comedy and creativity. Think about it. Where else do you see this kind of humor? This brilliant principle of misdirection at work? That's all for today.